Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I figured I would just get ready and just talk to you guys a little bit and just show you what I come up with. I hope you are all doing well and staying safe and just healthy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get ready with you guys and sit in the couch, I guess, watch some Netflix. So yeah, without any further ado guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay guys, so I did just go ahead and leave my eyebrows off camera. I did go ahead and do them prior. If you would like to know how I do achieve my eyebrows, I will go ahead and leave you linked above the video where I do go into detail about how I do them. Aside from that, I am going to jump into priming my eyelids, and to do that today I'm just going to be using my Believe Beauty. This is a Your Covered Liquid Concealer. And this brand, you can actually find it at Dollar General. I also did a one brand tutorial for this brand, Believe Beauty. And I also will leave you linked above the video if you have not yet watched it, so that you can check it out. They do have such amazing products that you'd be blown away. If you do like super full coverage concealers, maybe this one will not be of your liking, but if you do like a concealer that's a little bit more on the lighter coverage and very hydrating, you will really enjoy this one because that's what it does. I mean, it still gives you some type of coverage, but mostly I would say it's really hydrating. That's how I feel about it. So now that I have primed my eyelids, I'm not gonna go ahead and set them because I'm actually trying a new technique. What I'm gonna go into now is apply a face moisturizer. And it's just this moisturizer that I have from Drunk Elephant. Now that I saw my nails up and close, I thankfully got a refill on my nails prior to this whole quarantine stuff that has happened. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about my whole nail routine. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I do get my nails done regularly. So I usually always get a coffin or a square type of nail. But this last time that I went, I had seen something on Instagram that I had really liked, and I told my nail technician, this is what I saw and I want to kind of go with the same vibe. So yeah, I did a almond shape on this set, and I just kind of added some details to some of my nails. I mean, it's not super dramatic, but to me it's definitely super different because I never get stuff like this. I always get the same thing, and I do kind of switch it up on my colors, but I ventured out and this is what we came up with, and I'm actually really loving it. It makes it super easy also for me to do my makeup because they're not super long and they're just more kind of workable. I also have been doing a lot of activities outside. They haven't really been a bother to me and they haven't broke. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some translucent powder to my face right after I applied my moisturizer. I also did another video about this technique that I tested. It's a viral TikTok makeup hack. So today I'm gonna go ahead and just do it again. And also, I have clean brushes, guys. All of my brushes are clean. I just also washed them, which I also have a video. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and check it out. But yes, I washed all of my brushes and now they're sparkly clean. So I am super happy about that because working with clean brushes really is the best feeling. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump back into what I was doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply, like I said, this translucent powder to my face. And today also I'm gonna be using this Believe Beauty loose translucent powder, and I'm just gonna go in and apply a very soft layer to my face. So I'm not gonna get that much product, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply a thin layer of this to my face. So yeah, what have you guys been doing so far in this quarantine times that we're experiencing? What I have been doing is just pretty much stay busy inside the house. I've also been doing a lot of outside work on our yard and just do a lot of like little projects here and there. I'm a very hands-on type of person. I really just enjoy doing the labor, to be honest, and I just really enjoy gardening. I really like it, and that is something that I have little by little kind of incorporated into my life. And let me just tell you that I love everything about gardening, and I'm actually have been thinking about starting like a vegetable and fruit type of garden. Right now my gardening consists of flowers and just maintaining my plants that I already have. And just now I'm gonna go ahead and apply a layer of setting spray, and I'm just gonna be using this e.l.f. setting mist. And we're just gonna go ahead and let that dry. While that dries, I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about the gardening that I have been doing. So my mom, she loves just flowers, and especially rose bushes. So she used to have, like about a year and a half ago, a whole like space for her rose bushes. She had about 23 rose bushes, and they were all grown. Unfortunately, they did kind of wilted during the last winter. They wilted and they did not recuperate from that. So unfortunately, we did have to take out most of them. She was left with probably like 4 or 5 from all the 20 something that she had. So I made it my job to go ahead and bring her garden back, and that's what we have been doing lately. So we actually replanted all the ones that she used to have, and let me tell you that they look pretty good right now. So I'm just hoping that they get to where they used to be, the ones that she used to have before, because they were so pretty and so tall. But unfortunately, they did wilt throughout the winter and they didn't just come back to life. So I did that this past week, but I'll go ahead and give you guys some update on the progress that they're doing. Okay, and my setting spray did go ahead and dry out. I am now just applying a primer. Today I'm just using this Professional Benefit Primer. We actually had purchased the rose bushes for some time already, but we still had them on the little pots where they come in. We just hadn't had the time to purchase the soil and all of the stuff that we needed additionally to the rose bushes. So we did have all of them just waiting to be planted. So we did actually were able to get the soil on our last trip that we made to the groceries. And yeah, that's how we were able to plant it last week. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into my eyes. So today I am gonna be using a palette that I haven't used in quite some time now. So I'm gonna be jumping into this Anastasia Subculture palette. And let me tell you, this palette, if you don't know about it, gave a lot to talk about when it first came out, because it wasn't that good. And it is not that great compared to other Anastasia palettes, but I still really like it because the colors are just super pretty. And yeah, so I thought I would use it today because I did go ahead and look into some old pictures that I have, and I did create a look that I really liked. So I just want to go ahead and try to recreate it and see if I can do it again. So yeah, that's why I'm using this palette today. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in and apply some eye tapes to the corners of my eye so that I can get a precise line when applying the eyeshadow. And just to set the eyelid, I am gonna go and jump into this shade right here. To apply that shade, I'm just gonna go in with this Y17 Morphe brush. And I'm just gonna really drag all of this shade on my lid so that we can go ahead and set it. What are you guys doing now that we're experiencing all of this? Let me know in the comments below so that I can know I'm not the only one going crazy. I just go ahead and set my eyelids So I'm gonna jump into now another brush here. It's the E17 brush from ColourPop, and with this brush I am going to tap into this shade right here, and I'm going to just concentrate this shade on my outer corner and a little bit into the crease. So yeah, this palette had a lot of people talking when it first came out because it's not Anastasia's usual formula consistency, but like I said, I still really like this palette. I think it's so pretty. The colors are just so unique that I don't mind a little fallout or a little like trouble blending, because that's what its problem is. It's just hard to blend and it doesn't blend evenly. So I mean, those are the drawbacks for this palette. So I don't want it to really go that into the inner corner of my eye, so I'm just gonna stop right there, and I'm just gonna really build the intensity of it over here on the outer corner of my eye. And notice that I'm just using tapping motions because, like I said, these eyeshadows, they are hard to blend. Like, they're not easy to work with. So I find it that by tapping you get a little bit more control as to doing swiping motions, just because of like the consistency that these eyeshadows have. Okay, and this is how it's looking. I know it's looking a little bit crazy, but it will come together, I hope. Okay, so now I'm gonna jump into this E135 brush from SHOPMISSA. I am gonna try and soften up the edges here on the top of this eyeshadow. To do that, I'm gonna go in with this brown shade right here, and I'm just gonna apply that to the top here so that we can kind of not have it so harsh. Okay, so I'm not actually liking how that looks, so how can we fix it? Okay, I actually didn't like how that was looking, so I'm just going in here with a wipey, and we're gonna get rid of that brown that I had added because it's just not looking like how I had envisioned it. So don't worry, we could still fix it. So I'm just gonna remove that color. Okay, I'm just gonna apply a little bit more of concealer to that side so that I can go in and apply a different eyeshadow. Okay, and just like that. And actually, I am gonna do the same to this eye over here because I think I went a little bit too high. So I'm just gonna remove a little bit of the eyeshadow so that it's not so high up there. I definitely did drag it a little bit too high, but nothing that a good old wipe can't take care of. I told you this palette was tricky to use, but I'm over here challenging myself. Okay, so I'm gonna just go in and apply a little bit of concealer to that area. And I'm just using this brush from BH Cosmetics. So I'm not sure what it's called because it's pretty dingy already. That looks better already. Oh yes. Now I feel like we're getting more to the right path of what I was envisioning. So we're doing good, we're doing good. So that's how it's looking right now. I did go ahead and clean it because it was a hot mess. So yeah, nothing a good old wipe and just some concealer can't fix. So we're back on track. Now I am gonna go ahead and do a semi-cut crease, not like a full cut crease. No, let's not get crazy, okay? Let's not, because then it's gonna end up being a complete mess. So we're not gonna get crazy now. We're not gonna get carried away. We're just gonna do a half cut crease, and I'm just applying some concealer to my brush here that I was using right now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just pretty much add concealer to that area that is already light so that we can apply the other shade that I'm gonna use. ahead and finished applying the concealer to the inner corner of my eye. Now I'm gonna go ahead and without setting it, I'm just gonna apply the shade, the next shade that I'm gonna use. And to do that, I'm gonna use this packing brush, the E3 brush from ColourPop, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. So I'm gonna just apply that to the area here where I have applied the concealer. This is such a really pretty like mustard yellow shade. I really like it. And again, I'm just using tapping motions because I didn't set the concealer. So as I am applying this shade, I'm also setting the concealer and just building up the shade. I really like this combination in colors. I think it's super pretty. So now what I'm gonna go into is I am gonna blend these two shades in the center. So to do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a clean brush, and I'm gonna use this one. It's also from that same set from BH Cosmetics. It's just a really like defined pointy fluffy brush. So I'm gonna use this to go ahead and merge these two colors in the center of my lid, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use tapping motions. I'm gonna just pretty much back and forth blend these two shades together. This is a very hard palette to work with. Like, I forgot how hard it was to work with it because I hadn't used it in such a long time. But like I said, I just really love the colors that this palette offers, but it is definitely hard to work with. Yeah, so this is the best that it's gonna get as far as blending these two shades together. Now I'm gonna go in with a different brush. Now I'm gonna be using this E136 brush from SHOPMISSA, and with this one I'm gonna go back to that first shade that we used at the beginning. I'm gonna pass it on to this crease area right here so that we can blend those edges. Okay, so I went ahead and fixed this other eye. And I definitely forgot how hard it was to work with this palette, but thankfully we were able to kind of come up with something not super great, I would say. Not yet. Hopefully it gets a little bit better right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove my eye tapes now. There's a lot of fallout. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. I underestimated this palette. I really did. I thought I had it down already, but no. It is definitely a difficult palette to work with. I still really do like it. Like, I do. I don't know why. It's like one of those love and hate relationships. That's how I feel with this palette. I'm gonna just go in and apply a quick coat of mascara. Today I'm gonna be using this Believe Beauty mascara. This is their High Drama Fiber Mascara. So I'm just gonna go in and apply a quick coat of this to my eyelashes. And this is also such a good mascara from Believe Beauty, so definitely check them out because they have some good things there. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna prep my eyelashes and then I'm gonna pop them up really quick and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. I did apply my eyelashes. These are the Allure 128. I'm gonna go ahead and go into applying my foundation now. Today I'm gonna also be using the Believe Beauty foundation. And this one is in the shade Tawny. So I'm just gonna apply this. And I'm gonna be using my Y6 brush from MORPHE. So now I'm going to just go in and conceal my face. I'm going to be using the same concealer from Believe Beauty. ahead and blend all of my concealer with my Real Technique sponge. Sometimes whenever I'm not able to really fully get my concealer from under my eyes, what I like to just do is grab a brush and just blend it with my brush. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more here, and I'm going to go ahead and use my brush so that I can really get tight into the waterline and just blend that concealer. And the brush I'm using is a Y10 from Morphe. And now I'm going to set these areas, and to do that I'm just gonna go in with the same Believe Beauty powder that I was using earlier, and I'm gonna just go in and apply it with my Real Technique sponge. I just like to apply it from the outer corner into the inner corner, because that way if you did get any creasing from the concealer, this will go ahead and just take care of those creases. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take this brush that I used earlier to apply my translucent powder to my face, and I'm going to use it to go ahead and set the rest of my face with the same translucent powder. And now to go ahead and set my eyebrows, I'm going to be using my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This is in the color Espresso. And I'm just going to use this to set the eyebrows, and it'll also help us with filling in any areas that I might have missed when I outlined and filled in my brows with the dip brow. And just to finish off the eye look, I'm going to go in and apply a shade to my bottom lash line. And to do that, I'm going to be using this brush right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and tap into one of these shades. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and do the same that we have going on the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip into this shade right here that I use for the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to just go ahead and outline from the back into probably like the center. Okay, now I'm jumping into a different brush, the Y21 from Morphe. I'm going to jump into that yellow shade that I was using for the inner corner, and I'm going to apply it right here. So like I said, guys, the look was gonna come together. We just needed to be a little bit patient because it looks way better than what we had when we first started. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna just finish off my bottom lashes. I'm gonna apply a quick coat of this Believe Beauty mascara. Okay, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze my skin. Today I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply a very subtle type of bronzing. I'm not really going to contour or anything like that. I'm just going to give some color to my cheek area and my forehead. Just kind of define those areas a little bit, but not so harsh. And to do this, I'm using today a Y5 brush from Morphe. I feel like every time I say I'm just gonna get ready really quick and just do like a very subtle type of look, I end up doing like super dramatic eye looks. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. This is gonna be my look for sitting at my living room watching Netflix for the rest of the day. Oh, talking about Netflix. So I did tell you guys that that's what I had been doing these past days. So I did start watching that series called Love is Blind. If you guys haven't watched it, definitely watch it because it's super interesting. And it reminds me a lot of that other series that used to come out. I don't know if it still does, but it was called Married at First Sight. I actually watched, I think, just the first season of that, and I think I did start watching the second one, but it wasn't like the first one. It was just like not the same. So I did really like that series called Love is Blind. It's just super interesting because I kind of relate to that because of how my husband and I met. I mean, it was definitely not like that, but we met online, and kind of like our relationship was just like talking before anything, before even meeting. Like we talked for like 2 or 3 months, I believe, and then we met, and then after we met, we like started living together right away. So yeah, it was kind of crazy, but I just always felt, and till this day, I mean, we've been together now for 8 years, but till this day, I feel like we had known each other for eternity. Like, I just always felt like that connection. And I feel like love in reality is blind. Like, you could definitely fall in love with someone just based off pure, like, emotional connection and just, like, by talking and conversation. I feel like you could definitely fall in love with someone just off that. And I feel like it's the best feeling also because the looks will go. Like, how we look now is definitely not how we're gonna look in 20 years or 30 years. So that is the least important thing because we all know once you age, it's not pretty. So I definitely really liked that series. I definitely recommend it if you don't know what to watch, or if you've watched everything on Netflix already but you haven't watched that. Definitely watch it because it's interesting. It's super interesting, like the concept and everything. So yeah, just my thoughts on that series. If you have any other good recommendations, definitely let me know in the comment section. I would really love to see what you guys are watching and enjoying. And right now, I just applied some of the Party Tarte blush, and I used the Y4 brush from Morphe. So yeah, I also went ahead and cleaned up my cheeks. I'm gonna kind of contour my nose a little bit, and I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. blending brush that I have. And I'm just gonna give it a little bit of definition, nothing crazy, just define it a little bit. Okay, and I am also just gonna apply a little bit of powder down my nose. And while I just let this powder set a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the lip product that I'm using today. I'm gonna combine this liquid lipstick from Anastasia. This one is in the shade Stripped. And I'm gonna use in the center this matte lipstick from Anastasia also, and in the shade Staunch. So let me just go ahead and I'm gonna outline my lips first. And now I'm just gonna apply this in the center and just mix it all together. Okay, and just like that, now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the rest of the powder left on my face. To do that, I'm just gonna go in with this brush from ColourPop. This is the F18. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much all that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just set it, and I'm gonna use the same setting spray from e.l.f. This is how the look came out. I'm super happy of how it turned out because I honestly thought it was gonna be a disaster, but thankfully we were able to salvage it, and this is what we came up with. So I also have been really enjoying having my hair natural. This is how it naturally is. I have only been applying hair masks to it, and I've just been really loving it. I think this summer I am going to really embrace my natural hair, and I'm gonna start using it a little bit more often how it looks right now, because it is super easy and it looks put together. So yeah, that's just a little update on my hair. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and just getting ready and creating this look today. It was great hanging out with you again. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see a lot more of these looks. Make sure that you also enable the notification bell so you can be in the loop of when my next video goes on. I wish nothing but the best for all of you. Be kind to one another and stay scrumptious. Bye guys!